What do you do when the quietness of retirement gets a little bit too quiet? Now, when you're retired, one of the first things you do, and what many people are ready to do, is throw away their alarm clock. No more getting up at 6 o'clock in the morning. No more driving an hour into work. No more getting stuck in 5 o'clock traffic and dealing with all the office politics, right? It's going to feel good just to sleep in, wake up whenever you want, and do whatever you want, right? Great. But what happens when that quiet just gets too quiet? When you no longer have your friends, no longer get invited to the luncheons or maybe the happy hours. And when you look on Facebook, you're seeing that everyone is still living their lives and you're kind of at home, not doing anything. And unfortunately, this is a story of many retirees. We get excited about finally being done with work, right? After 10, 20 years, you get to do whatever you want, but what do you want to do? You never really ask yourself that question. Many times we just kind of go with the flow. We work our 40 hours. Maybe we spend some time with the family on the weekends. We rinse and repeat, and that's it. Maybe we go on a vacation once or twice. But when you retire, what do? You go on a big vacation. Maybe you go on a cruise. You stay out for a couple of weeks and you're tired. You spent a lot of money and now you're ready to come home. You lay down. And then what? You don't even know who you are anymore. You're looking in the mirror, trying to figure out what your next steps are going to be. You have all the freedom in the world. You could do anything that you want to do, but you don't even know what that is anymore. And this is where many retirees fall into a depression. They fall into anxiety, and that quiet just starts to eat at them. It starts to get overwhelming. Sometimes they may even try to reach out to some old work friend, but they silently kind of turn their backs on you. And you realize they weren't really your friends. The only reason you had spent time together was because of proximity and shared interest. You just happened to be in the same area most of the time, and your same interest was work. You have the same projects, you have the same mission or vision. But outside of that, that's it. And what happens when you retire and they're still at work? They still have the full schedule. They're still stuck in traffic. They still have the family to juggle. They don't have the same lifestyle that you do. And it's hard. It's hard to walk away from that because for years they told you you were family. You're family, and we're you and you're me, and our goals are the same and we're going to be together forever. Until you retire, that's no longer true. So all the friends that you have to kind of keep up with, you are the one that's going to have to initiate it. You're going to have to go to their favorite lunch spots, or you're going to have to try to find time when they are free for happy hour. And to be honest with you, you don't have to cut off your friends, but you're going to have to make some adjustments. And my recommendation is to find some people who are in your stage of life, people who are retired, people who are looking for friends, and people who are lonely just like you. As a financial advisor, one of the things I see all the time is that people, they finally retire. Some of them are divorced. Some of them may be single, maybe never got married because they were trying to climb that corporate ladder, and they don't really have anyone. So what I encourage them to do is to find a trusted contact person, someone that can help you through these difficult stages. Being retired, you should be able to have a fulfilling life, and that is filled with friendship, that's filled with love, that's filled with companionship. You don't want to lose those things. Those are very important to your well-being. You actually get to create the life that you truly want. And that actually starts with a financial plan. And the reason it starts with a financial plan, because you don't want to say, well, I want to travel the world, and you don't have enough money to do it. You can't say that, well, I want to give to my favorite charity and I'm going to give them a check for $100,000, and you don't have enough to give and to survive for the food that you need next week. That's why you need to know where your financial situation is, because the majority of people have a majority of their assets in their 401k, and they don't even know how to get their 401k. They may be 58 years old. Maybe they retired early, or they don't even know what are some of their options. They may roll the assets over, put into a savings account, and now you have this huge tax bill where you're losing 40% of your assets because you are paying penalties and fees, and maybe you're in a higher tax bracket than you need to be. Right? These can be the mistakes that we make because we don't know what to do. Need help? You can click the link in the description below. you may qualify for a free retirement planning call where we can kind of talk about your situation and figure out how are we going to build the life where you don't have to live in the absolute silence. We all love to relax. We all love a quiet night, but we don't want quiet weeks and quiet months and quiet years where we feel like we're by ourselves and we're left alone. So if you're in this situation, here are some things you can do to improve your situation. One, you're going to find friends that are in the same stage of life as you, maybe recently retired or retired for the past couple of years, and start doing things together. Two, you're going to get a trusted contact person, someone you could bounce ideas off of if necessary, because being by yourself, you're going to have to leave your assets to somebody, and you need to know who those people are going to be. And three, you're going to create some type of structure in your life. Whether you get up and you exercise, you meditate, you write, or maybe you volunteer, set up some type of structure so every morning you have something that you're going to be able to do and you look forward to doing. So when you go to sleep at night, you know the next morning you are going to be living the life that you've always dreamed of. Well, that's it for me. If you love content like this, make sure you subscribe. My name is AB Ridgeway, and this has been another Ridgeway Report.